Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to our podcast episode
29.
29. And I'm back, hopefully for real this time.
This is Kristin.
Hi.
I'm Iris.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to the Cashmere Goat podcast.
We do this every couple weeks, or sometimes more frequently, sometimes less frequently.
Yes, it depends.
Yep.
But you've been pretty good about every 2 weeks.
I'm trying.
Yep. And it seems like you just did one, though.
I did, but I was like, I'm going to be away next week,
Oh,
and I thought
right,
maybe we could do one today.
That makes sense.
Get you back on here.
Here I am.
Well, let's talk first about the anniversary.
Okay, it is my 4th anniversary of ownership. We're celebrating on September 28th. We will have a special guest, at least one, and we'll have some raffles. We'll have a little something for everybody who pops in, and sometimes we have a treat, and I'm still working on some of the details, but it's usually so much fun. We've had great weather lately with it.
Knock on wood.
And we've had September is like the best month in Maine. It's literally my favorite month. And
if it's nice, we'll be knitting outside. Or spinning or whatever you have with you.
So I'm excited to celebrate. I feel like 4 years kind of evaporated.
It's just so amazing.
It's a little bit like pinch me, like how am I here? I don't know, but here we are.
It's so
Gladly.
good. And the raffle, once again, I will work to get that for online and in store. And so if for newsletter subscribers, so if you're not getting our newsletter already, you should be. So you can sign up for that at our website.
Yep. So I still have details to work out, but it is fast approaching. I guess it's a couple weeks away, right?
It is, yeah.
September 10th today.
A couple weeks away.
Oh, and we are going sailing this week.
Sailing on Thursday on the schooner
On the
Olad.
12th. So if anyone sees this before then and wants to join us, we have a couple spots left. It's always magic. That's the best way to describe it. Magical.
Magical and immediately relaxing.
It's kind of time out of time, and there's no requirements. Non-knitters go, and your only requirement is that you show up.
Show up. Bring a project or not. Bring a snack or not.
Yep.
Yeah. It's really fun.
Nice. I try to knit a few stitches every time to say that I've knit on the knitting sale, but...
And we'll have Kristin there.
I'm coming.
Yay. It's awesome. Well, we thought mainly what we might do today, we were talking about some of the awesome new fall yarns that we have, and that we might like to give you a little preview of that.
And I haven't really seen them because I've hardly been at work, and so they're kind of new to me too. I mean, I did order them, but
that was so long ago.
It was.
Who could remember?
This one's called Jaspita? What do you think?
Jaspita?
It's an Araucania yarn. And it is, I believe this is it's a bulky. It's very soft, and it is alpaca, half alpaca, 35% wool, and 15% polyamide. It is really nice. It feels very good. It's like a marl yarn.
The lighting is actually really perfect right here where we are, so that's a pretty true representation.
It is. These are really beautiful, most of them are pretty mild-mannered yarns. They're very neutral. I love them. This would actually, do you think this would work for a party sweater?
I do.
I do too.
Some gal was in last week. She was buying up yarns for Christmas hats, and she bought a few skeins of this.
How about this for a party sweater? Or
soft.
Just a cozy cowl.
Cozy cowl.
The coziest cowl. That's like the best use for alpaca. So that's exciting. It's beautiful. I
really
love it.
Nice.
And then we have Merino Big Wool, which is a
Yeah, let's try to hold up the platter.
It's
this
a
is
platter
the platter of
we
yarn.
serve this to you.
Can I interest you in a big ball of merino?
It's big merino wool. It's Juniper Moon Farm. It's super bulky.
And look at the squish.
Yeah. This is not a superwash yarn. It's spun. So it's organic.
Yep.
It's all the things. It's 87 yards for this 100-gram ball.
So you're on like an 11 to 17 is the
Yeah.
suggested needle range.
Definitely. So you can whip up a hat. I obviously need to take one of these home and make a hat.
Yeah, and I love this nice sort of neutral tan. You know, such a good grounding neutral.
And I always love creams. Just love them.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't make a hat out of that. But this, I'd make a hat out of this. Or,
I feel like you could get into
maybe
some
this.
Yes, you would. I like some Charlie Brown vibes kind of there.
But this would definitely be a beautiful hat. And the blues. It feels really, really, really nice. And we chose this yarn because it was not superwash. There's been a lot of talk about superwash versus non-superwash, and how this type of yarn is a little more gentle on the planet, a little more sustainable, and it just changes the quality when they go put it through the superwash process.
Yeah.
And that changes everything. And different superwash yarns feel differently, but usually it's drapey.
Yep.
And slippery a little bit, and it's beautiful. I mean, we sell a ton of it, but this has a different feel. It's lighter and bouncier. And
Be fun to see how that works up. The one exception, this is one of my favorite colors, Patagonia, also Juniper Moon Farm. This is a organic merino. It is washable, so somehow it's like non-super wash.
okay, wait a minute. This one says it's washable too, doesn't it? In cold water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somehow
It
they're
must be the same.
But this one, yeah. I mean, this is, we sell so much of this for Colorwork too.
Yes.
And it feels like toothier, like that obviously is
Definitely.
like squish fest and would be great. This definitely has that feeling for
this is gonna make a more compact sweater. I mean, it's much smaller yarn too, and it is listed, that's Patagonia, listed as DK.
They lie.
But it's sport.
It's sport. We sell
In
it as
our
a sport.
opinion, it's sport.
Yep.
So
When you hold
there
it up
you
next
have
to other DKs, it's just not.
I mean, we also have a sweater made out of it as if it's DK, and it works, but it doesn't seem like DK. The yarn companies are doing funny things lately.
Well, this could be a little sidebar. Yes.
Sidebar.
Go for it.
We have had the experience of, I guess it's in this fashion now, that they want to call a yarn something that it's really not, so that gives them permission to knit it on a bigger needle, and then it's much more open. And I understand doing that, but I don't understand calling it
Because
something
that's like
different.
that's always a knitter's prerogative. That is always a knitter's prerogative. You knit it on whatever you want
Right.
to make the fabric you want. Fantastic. But like, there are like rules about, amount of yardage or grams per, yardage per gram. And that ratio is what tells us, is this a
Right.
bulky? Is this a worsted?
And as people that sell yarn, it's really a challenge when the yarn says it's something that it's not. And people have expectations, and we want to be accurate about it. I tried out a yarn this week, which shall remain unnamed, that was supposed to be a super bulky. It was not a super bulky. It was not a super bulky. And it was a bulky, and I was knitting it on an 11 and then a 13, and even on the 11 it was open. It was beautiful, it was squishy and soft and felt nice, but it's just frustrating. It really is frustrating. because it's not super bulky, and we don't have any prejudice against yarns based on their weight.
No, we're inclusive here.
Yes,
we have
we are.
fingering through super bulky. We love them all.
We do. And so, yarn companies, if you're paying attention,
please just label them like what they are and let
Yes.
knitters decide how to knit them.
yeah, and
period.
if you want to make designs where they're knit loosely,
Super cool.
great.
Yep.
It's great. Do it. So that's my little spiel, our little spiel.
Yeah.
We have feelings about this.
Do. Well, let's see. I am going to talk about first
I haven't seen
something.
this one either.
So this yarn is called Retreat Twist. Retreat Twist. It's West Yorkshire Spinners. It is a chunky yarn, and we agree with that. It is beautiful and luscious, and there's some bolder kind of blends like this. There's some softer ones. This is a really pretty, like, look at this. This is the one I thought you would really like,
Yeah,
this
it's very
soft
pretty.
shell. There's a blue, and we have it on the shelf right next to, and now I'm gonna, right next to our Lopi, because we were thinking how fun would it be to do like a yoked Lopi sweater with maybe this as your Colorwork yoke and this as your body solid. And so I decided that I could, let's see, what was my
And
next?
this is Alafos Lopi.
Alafos Lopi,
So
yes.
it's the bulky version.
It's the bulky one. So look at that combo. Alafos Lopi, the Retreat Twist. I'm going to be able to say it maybe eventually.
Oh yeah.
I thought this soft little seashell, and then this one, this is just a really nice, subtle browns neutral.
I think it must be September because we're all like neutrals. I almost wore entirely neutral palette today. I was like, no.
It's so, okay, just so you know, this Retreat is 100% blue-faced Carrie Hill. And so you are getting 153 yards in a 100-gram ball.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of feels...
It's definitely woolly.
It's woolly.
It's not quite as scratchy as the
Alafos.
Are we allowed to say?
Sometimes
Yeah,
wool is scratchy.
it's much softer than
but-
the Lopi,
yeah.
actually.
Yep, for sure. So that could be really fun.
We love West Yorkshire Spinner stuff that we have so
Yes.
far.
Yes, we
We'll
do.
probably gather more as time goes on.
They have sock yarn.
I
Keep
know.
seeing that.
I know.
I've talked about this yarn. Can you guess? If you're a podcast follower, you might be able to guess. This is Millstone Tweed. This is not even all of the colors, but these are the ones I pulled out. There is also a pink and a bright red, but I just kind of love this beautiful color wheel. Tweedy, Aran weights, soft.
Super
Soft.
Hold it.
Yes, and
It's so good.
it's really terrific, and I wanted to show you.
This was the one standout when we were buying yarn in the spring.
It was like an oh yes.
Everyone was like,
heck yes.
yes, what's this? And I knit up a little swatch of it and loved it. I do want to make a sweater.
I mean, this dark green, and then there's sort of more of like a moss green, and then
This
there's
is the one I'm considering.
Yeah, 'cause
Look
it's
how good
like
it is. It's like an olive.
truly olive, and then
So
like
good.
more of like a juniper
Yep.
with
So and
brighter
then we have like
flecks.
the earthy mossy green.
And this one you can see
You know,
there's
if you're interested in greens.
yeah. If Kristin is interested in greens, I coordinated my dress for her today.
Oh, thank you. Her beautiful new dress she made herself.
Yes.
I outed you.
I made it myself, and I was going to stop myself from talking about all the things that are wrong with it. I'm going to practice that.
We're
Nope.
not going to talk about
It's
it.
a dress, and I'm
It's
wearing
beautiful.
it to
It
work
looks so
today.
cute on her.
It's the Trillium dress. I can tell you
And
the
how
pattern.
do you feel about sewing?
Well, it's so much fussier than knitting.
So much.
So much fussy. And I kind of forgot that. I'd had a long time where I hadn't really made anything. I have a bunch of skirts I made years ago, still wearing them, loving them. But it had been a long time since I'd especially made a new pattern, something I hadn't made before. And then, yeah.
She looks beautiful.
Oh, thank you. And I have another almost finished object. my Irish Rover pullover is finished, except for I have to like cast off at the bottom.
Well, I was thinking about knitting a sweater. She made a whole entire one.
And I did this mock neck, and I used the Icelandic bind off, and it's dreamy to work with, and a great pattern. I had Myranda's help to figure out what the heck the instructions were talking about.
Oh, did she make sense of it?
She made sense of it for me. The pattern uses a word that I think is not a great word to describe what you're actually doing. And so I might email the designer and like gently suggest that a different way of phrasing could help.
Yeah.
But essentially, Myranda helped me understand what was going on. The instructions really freaked me out, and I made short rows with all of this craziness happening. So achievement unlocked. I have to still do the underarms, but really happy with this. And the millstone tweed.
So let me feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, this yarn is a winner. It just feels so nice.
Feels really good. And even though like the ply isn't like aggressive, I feel like it's no problem to see all this definition. It's beautiful
fine,
for
and
that.
it hasn't even been blocked yet.
Not even blocked yet. So that's fun.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
So do you want to talk about that cute little hat over there?
Sure. I was just remembering that I have to figure out what it is, because I made it when we got the yarn to test it out. This is Fortuna, and I wish you could feel it.
So pretty.
Because it feels so good. This is one skein, and I had enough. I could have made an adult hat. This is like a child size hat.
It's a cashmere merino blend. Is that right?
I can't remember what it is. But it has that sort of stone washed look to it, which I like. And it's got a nice twist.
Yeah.
You can,
and bounciness too.
It's bouncy. It's
light.
It's a really special yarn. Be great for hats, cowls, scarves.
We have a remote goat, Bev. Hi Bev,
Bev.
who we did a little like she was wanting to make a cowl for a good friend who's going through some chemo right now, and we had a little back and forth on email, and I texted her or emailed her some pictures of some options, and she was just really looking for soft as like a number one. And we've got some great soft yarns, but there was just something about this that felt soft and light, and I was just, imagining, not having been through that, but just like needing like just such gentleness and comfort. And she ended up going with the Fortuna in the green.
Nice. Nice. I didn't have any choice, but this was a fun color.
It's beautiful.
Fun color. So I will figure out what the pattern is. I'm sure I have it somewhere in my brain. Just gotta find it. And it's a simple pattern and easy to do, but I wanted to show that it does show like stitch work. Very nice.
Super nice.
So that's Fortuna.
That's Fortuna. I also recently knit up this. It is the Rye Worsted Sock by Tin Can Knits, and this is using vintage by Barocco in color Marmalade. And let me tell you, if you want some satisfaction, knit a worsted weight sock.
Oh yeah, it's a fast thing.
It's a fast thing, and the vintage, of course,
has a nice pattern.
It's a great pattern, and sized for babies through big people. It comes in different yarn weights too. But it's so cute. And in preparation for Socktober, because this year with Socktober we wanted to have kind of like a beginner friendly sock knitting option, for somebody who might have been daunted about socks before. Right. So like you could literally knit this and not even fuss with this little garter stitch placket if that felt like too much, and free pattern, and it's in the free Tin Can Knits app, which just makes it really easy. And they have like a million tutorials in there.
Yeah, Tin Can Knits, we love them.
We love them. So that's this. And you may have seen, if you get our newsletters or heard in the previous podcast, Myranda is offering a stranded colorwork 101 class. Now this is in person only, and So it's using patterns that are by the Jamie Lomax of Pacific Knit Company. And so this is the like Halloween or autumn cozy set.
Autumn cup cozy.
Autumn cup cozy. And you get like multiple motifs because, hold on, let me do a quick change.
I think there's three.
Three.
I think the pattern's
$2. Because I bought the holiday version, and wait till you see mine. So this is
the
pumpkin patch. Look at the like picket fence too. It's so cute. And then let's change the outfit one more time.
Oh, she did all three.
Yeah. And then we have little
Acorns.
oak leaves and acorns. So
cute.
sweet.
And these are all done on DK, so they're pretty quick.
They're pretty quick. Okay, now let me.
Look how cute this
They're
is.
so cute.
I haven't seen this in person.
So fun, so playful.
This is so cute.
Yeah, let's dress this one back up in that.
Okay.
She was thinking of Slimer from Ghostbusters when she made this.
Yeah, that's what she called it. So.
Slimer. And then mine isn't blocked. And also I forgot like maybe 2 rounds vertically, but still I have some problems. But I knit one, and you can see that obviously I need Miranda's class because it is not as stretchy.
Oh.
It is not, so like I thought I was leaving enough stretch, you know?
I think it's harder actually when you're doing it in a small circumference.
Maybe. Yeah.
I noticed that when I was doing those mini mittens that I made for Christmas. I really struggled with that, and I don't usually have trouble with colorwork tension.
You're being generous. I think also it's been a while since I've done color work, but like, you know, I thought I was doing some good work here. Not quite well enough. So I'm gonna block, but I'm also gonna
luckily
take the class with Myranda because
I think of them as wristers too. I mean, when you want 2 of those ghost ones,
2 little ghosts. I've got my ghost power on. But really fun to kind of think about mixing and matching.
Satisfying. And if you have scraps, it's great. But what we've been using is the Chow, which comes in a rainbow of colors.
By Jody Long, and it's very bouncy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I think I could have done this in, you know, one evening.
Yeah.
Not too hard at all.
Miranda said, after doing 3 of them, she said, these take an hour and a half.
Amazing.
And I was like, well, for you, Miranda.
Well, I'm excited to learn her tips and tricks too, to improve my own color
So
work.
I think there's a few spots left.
And it's October 19th, and it's 2 hours, so I will pop that link down below as well.
Yep. Do we have anything else that we need to tell everybody?
I don't know. I think that was.
I think that there's always next time.
There's always next time. It's so nice to have you back with me.
Nice to be back.
Yeah.
And hello, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Nice to see you all.
Yeah, and we got some really sweet comments the last time you were on too. People were so happy to see you. And anyway,
Thanks, everybody. I do appreciate that. I did read them. I didn't answer
because you were resting.
I was. So I appreciate all the comments. And I was in here the other day, and there was a woman who'd apparently written me an email, and she was very excited to see me. So that was kind of a fun experience, and she was like, what's happening with you? Are you okay? And I am okay.
Yay. Well, thanks again for joining us for another podcast. If you liked it, you can give us a thumbs up or a comment if you want to. Don't forget to subscribe, and we're also on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
And we'll see you next time, and in the meantime, happy knitting.
Yes, happy knitting.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay!